Hi guys, Josh with Talk About Trek here, and today we're going to talk about Comic Cons, specifically Monroe Pop Fest. So yesterday we went down to Monroe, Michigan for the Monroe Pop Fest. This was the first con that we'd been to in years. So it's great just to be able to get back to cons and get out doing these kind of things again. But the real highlight of the event was getting able to meet Mr. Doug Jones, who plays, of course, as you know, Saru in Star Trek Discovery. So that was fantastic and able to meet him. But one of the great things about going to these cons is all the little treasures that you're going to find. And you just got to remember to look in all the little places, all the dollar buckets, because you never know what you're going to come up with. So we'll dive right in and just kind of talk about some of the treasures that we found while we were there. The first couple of things here we'll look at are going to be these magazines. So, digging through some of the dollar magazine boxes, I was able to pick up this issue here, number 7 of the Next Generation magazine, which I wasn't sure if I had, but for $1 I took the gamble and I didn't have it, so yay! And then these were, I think, maybe $3 a piece, but a couple of old Starlog magazines that talk about the motion picture here. So, a couple of interesting things to add to the collection, at a pretty cheap price. So, now, let's talk about some of the toy finds that we found there. Now, I gotta give full credit to my son, whose sharp eyes mostly spotted all of this, really. I picked out a couple of things, but all of the rare stuff that I passed over completely, he was able to find. So let's start here with this nice little Funko Spock, which was just sitting for $2 on a table loose, and I walked by it and didn't see it, but my son's sharp eyes were able to pick him out, and he's going to go right up there on that Spock shelf, which we're going to look at one day in a video. So that was an excellent find. And right near that, he also spotted a blind bag containing this nice little Klingon skelly. So I do have Data and a couple of other of these weird skelly Star Trek figures, but I didn't have this one. So, I mean, what luck to stumble upon the one that you don't have there. And then we found these little cuties. So you've got Locutus and the Borg Queen here. And these were a line released by Hallmark, it looks like. These were called Itty Bitties. So these are your first contact Itty Bitties. And it just goes to add to my Picard shelf another Picard for the collection. We're pushing up to, I think, here about 50 different versions of Picard here. Now, we're going to get into the real fun stuff. But first, before we dive into the real treasures that we found, we're going to talk about a couple of other things. Let's head back over to the toy cam and have a look. So, one of the interesting things I found that I had not really even seen before, I know I've heard of, was this little guy. Yeah, have a look at him. Now, if you don't recognize him, that's fine. He wasn't in an episode or anything, so this guy is from this playset here, released by Mego, I think in like 1975. And he was one of 4. There was, see, yep, there they are. A few other ones there. See, the blue one could kind of pass for an Andorian maybe, but the rest of them look like nothing like Star Trek aliens. But this was a pretty cool little find. It was just him by himself, none of his buddies, and I guess the playset is super rare and expensive to find, so good luck to anybody who wants to find that. But I don't know, having him is pretty cool for the collection, so that was pretty neat. Then, loose in another, see, I know there was tugging these uniforms down. Loose in another dollar box, we have Kalar. Now, I do have a Kalar in a box. But just finding her loose with her mask. Would you look at that? The mask intact with the figure in a loose dollar box. So, I mean, you can't get much better than that. So that was another find by my son, and I think I had already looked through that box and probably passed right over it, but his sharp eyes found me the sweet Kalar, which is going to go up on that shelf with Guinan and Tasha Yar and Roe and all those other ones. So, what a find. Alright, now we're getting really good here. So, I've always wanted to pick these up. So, here are the Star Trek Ninja Turtles. You can get them online for, pretty hefty price if you want to pay it, but I've always hoped just to find them somewhere at a decent price. And I was lucky enough this time to find two of them. So we've got the Leonardo Kirk here. And these are just really cool figures. We got the Delta on the belt. And we got our Michelangelo as Scotty. So no accessories, nothing like that, but just having these two figures here, and I got them for a really good price, makes me pretty happy. So that's fantastic. Right there so far, the Comic-Con was a total win, 100% success rate, But there is more. So, my son would always ask me, why don't you just buy the things that you want off of eBay? You can just go and get whatever you want. It's out there. But the fun of collecting things, and Star Trek things especially, is the fun in finding things. Finding things you don't expect to find somewhere. Finding things you never knew about before. And that's what happened to us. So, my son was digging through one of these dollar boxes, and he says, Dad, look at this. And I looked down, and I looked again, and I saw a figure in his hand and said, I don't know who that is. And then I realized, since I didn't know who it was, I knew who it was. And indeed it was Captain Calhoun. So, look at that. This is Captain Calhoun. Captain Calhoun. Captain Calhoun here. Look at that. And we found this in a dollar box. Now, for those of you who don't know, and I don't actually know the full history, except that this Playmates figure here is the only toy released from Playmates for the Star Trek line that never appeared in any sort of show or anything like that. This figure was just in the books. This book here, this New Frontier, which I am going to hurry to read as soon as I can, just because I'm so excited about finding this guy. So this was something that you basically had to mail away to get. I think you had to send it in, something offered through the Star Trek magazine. But the fact that it was just sitting there in a dollar box. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I mean, come on. That's why you don't buy these things off of eBay. That's why you go to these cons, and that's why you look in these boxes. And that's what makes it so fun. I never would have thought. So thanks to my son for finding this guy, who's going to have a very special place up on the shelf there. Just amazing. This right here made the whole con. It was fantastic. Now, like I said, we did get a chance to meet Mr. Doug Jones, who is just awesome. So, such a nice, down-to-earth person, and I was able to get him to sign my Mego. So, let's have a closer look at that on the toy cam. So, here is the new Discovery Megos, and you can see here he signed Love to Josh, Doug Jones, Saru. Very nice there. I do like this toy a lot, and it's going to become a prized part of my collection now from here on out. It's going to get a nice spot on the shelf right next to the signed photo here. And I love what he signed here, as you guys can see. To Josh, we are Starfleet. That was the first con that I ever went to that I actually did like a cosplay for. which was really fun. So it was nice. A lot of people had a lot of nice compliments, and I was able to take some fun pictures. Of course, here's the picture of me and Mr. Doug Jones. Again, what a nice guy. What a pleasure to talk to, and just what a great job he does on the show. So, wow, man. Get out to cons as soon as you can. They are fun. As soon as it's safe for you to do it, get out there and do it, because man, it's so fun. And look through those dollar boxes. Dig into those dollar boxes, because you don't know what you're going to find. You're going to dig in there, you're going to find yourself a Captain Calhoun. You're going to find yourself a translucent alien Geordie one day. You don't know. So get in there, have fun, get out there, be safe. It's great. Wow, this has been a fun video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed making it. We're going to get right back to talking about more Star Trek Playmates next week. We're going to be talking about the aliens of the next generation. Ooh, there's some good ones to talk about. So thanks for watching, and tune in next time, guys. And as always, live long and prosper. Bye.